What if Ice King from Adventure Time was playable in Multiversus? That is the question that we will attempt to answer in today's Multiversus mini concept. So let's start things off by going over some ideas or what he might bring with him in terms of a move set. So the first move, this one is called the Icicane. I believe that's what it's called because I'm pretty sure that's what he yells out right before he unleashes this fury of a blizzard of an attack, right? So Icicane, I imagine this being either his air and grounded side special or possibly just his air and grounded neutral special. But here's how the attack works. Ice King will end up charging up this powerful yet cool blast of, let's call it an ice beam, if you will. The attack would definitely have a little bit of startup lag because he's got to charge up and build up all the power from the ice beam, right? But then the distance that this attack would cover would be quite lengthy to kind of help balance out the startup lag, right? So it's going to be powerful. It's going to have a pretty lengthy, I guess, moving hitbox. Not a moving hitbox, but, it's going to cover quite a big distance. So it's a pretty good sniping tool for an opponent that might be on the other side of the stage. Maybe you knocked them off stage and they're trying to recover and you can hit them with this. This would be a pretty good tool for Ice King in his arsenal, right? Next attack, let's call this one the Snow Warrior Summon. And I imagine this one being his grounded down special. So this attack will have Ice King summon out a Snow Warrior, if you will. And the way I imagine this attack working will be pretty similar to what Zelda does in Smash Ultimate, where she summons out the Phantom Knight. So it will take a second or two for the Snowman or the Snow Warrior to kind of, I guess, get built up or become, get summoned out onto the battlefield. But once it is, say it like lunges forward or it dashes forward, and then say the Snow Warrior explodes on impact, or it explodes at the very end of its animation dash. Once it explodes, if the opponent gets caught in it, obviously they'll take damage, but if you wanted to take this one step further, you could also apply some sort of freezing effect to it, right? Maybe the opponent that gets hit by this is frozen in place for 1 second or 2 seconds, whatever it might be. This allows Ice King another follow-up or a possibility for a follow-up if the opponent gets frozen, so he can do even more damage. But this is another sort of moving projectile that the opponent's going to have to kind of deal with because it's going to be something that any opponent facing Ice King is going to have to worry about. Next attack, let's talk about the Ice Storm. And I imagine this one being a grounded up attack. So for Ice King's grounded up, he's going to end up materializing this giant ice storm above his head. And it kind of whirls around for a little bit. Maybe there's like a little bit of lightning or something to that effect. So for comparison, let's go with Mewtwo's up special. But maybe the duration of this attack might be a little bit longer and maybe even has like a bit wider of a hitbox. But it's like a giant snowstorm that is summoned above Ice King's head. It whirls around in this cloud of, ice and snow and, coldness. But, if the opponent is above Ice King in any way, they're above like on a platform or if they're falling down, you could pull this bad boy out and it's going to hit the opponent. And again, it's Ice King with ice and snow. Could always apply some sort of freezing effect if we really want to, but for a pretty powerful attack, you could go either way with it. But the point is, this is going to be straight above his head, going to be great for catching opponents that are above him or trying to land above him in any way. So there you go, Ice Storm. Now let's talk about his unique perk idea. And this one, as with any unique perk, most of the characters, their unique perk pertains or will alter or change in some way one single attack. It makes it act a little bit differently. So that's exactly what we're going to do with Ice King here with this perk. It's not the best, but I had to come up with some sort of mock-up, right? But the perk idea itself is going to work for the move that we went over, the Snow Warrior Summon. So as we said in that description for that attack, when the Snow Warrior gets summoned, it ends up doing like a lunge or a dash forward and then explodes. So what about this for an idea? After the initial explosion, if the contact is successful, a second Snow Warrior gets summoned and then we'll do a second dash attack. And it will be like heat seeking. I know that's kind of weird because you got snow and heat, but it's going to be like it will target the nearest opponent and go for them again. So only if the Snow Warrior's first lunge is successful will there be a second Snow Warrior that gets kind of built out of the first one and then does a second dash forward. That way it makes this one really cool. It really changes up this move. But again, just to clarify, it has to hit the first time to be successful for this perk to, well, work how it's intended. But either way, this could be a really fun one. You could do other things, you know, super armor. Because again, I think the attack itself, the Snow Warriors can be like attacked and defeated. So, you know, attack them with a big shot of whatever, you know, your big strong attack. Maybe the Snow Warrior just kind of melts or, you know, disposes on the spot. But whatever, I still like this idea for a perk. So I guess that's why I had to include it, right? Now for the alternate costume ideas, because every character needs a few alternate costumes to, in a way, show a different side of their character, right? You need something a little bit different. So we got 3 different ideas here. Up first, alternate costume idea number 1 is gonna be the Nice King. That is right, not Ice King, but the Nice King. This would be, in my opinion, I think this kind of fits as a uncommon type of skin. So if we're talking Gleamium purchases or pricing, I should say, if we're talking Gleamium, this is going to be on the lower end of stuff. It's like a nice entry into something a little bit different. So Nice King, I think, would fit pretty well. But how about this one, alternate costume idea number 2, Older Simon. Now this one, I think, in a way, doesn't this also kind of help represent the Fiona and Cake show? You know, doesn't that give a little bit of representation to that too? So kind of a nod to that show. That'd be kind of fun. I think people would like that as well. So just my opinion. But the last alternate costume, I would think this one might be sort of an epic rarity, but this one would be Simon with his crown. You know, just kind of hanging off his hip there. But this one would look pretty cool. I think a lot of people would dig this one. I think a lot of people would actually buy this one, but maybe I'm wrong. Either way, those are just kind of a few ideas for alternate costumes that I have. If you got your own, as always, feel free to drop those down in the comments. But that is what I got for this Multiversus mini concept. Let me know, do you guys want Ice King as a playable character in Multiversus? I'm just curious. And then one final question for anybody that has made it this far into the video. Something I'm curious about. Do you guys like these style of videos? Is this something like, if I made one of these a week at minimum, do you think you would continue coming back and watching? Or is this just kind of, I was only here because the character I liked was mentioned, so that's why I'm giving the video a chance. So I'm just kind of curious. I'm trying to figure some things out for the channel. So if you did get this far in the video and you could answer this question, that would be grateful. Or I'd be, you know, well, yes, I would be grateful for all your help. But just something I was very curious about. So that's all that I got for this one. Hope you all enjoyed, and I guess I'll see you when I'm looking at you.